Hi. Hey. Hello.
And now, our feature presentation.
It's sunny, and this is going to be a very dark film we'll be tackling today. But its ugliness is its beauty, and why it's a personal favorite of mine. As my duty per usual, I'm going to dive into what makes this a remarkable motion picture. The film I'm going to psychoanalyze today is I think a nice place to start this discussion is by delving into the mind of the legend behind this film and see what sparked this movie. Already in the game of the film world and getting to know some fellow filmmakers, legendary director Martin Scorsese was introduced to the soon-to-be screenwriter for this film, Paul Schrader, via Brian De Palma, director of Scarface. The idea for this film arose in Marty Boy by that so truly real feeling of how films feel like dreams or drug-induced reveries. He really wanted to make a film that put the viewer in a limbo state on the edge of the waking and sleeping world. Inspirations come from The Wrong Man and a bigger splash for the camera work, The Diaries of Arthur Bremer, who was an individual that shot presidential candidate George Wallace back in 1972, and a Harry Chapin song, Taxi, that details an old girlfriend getting into a cab. Most importantly, Schrader himself implanted majority of the story upon himself with his experiences living in New York and battling chronic insomnia, with a divorce and breakup causing him to live in his car for a few weeks. Oddly, one day when visiting a hospital for stomach ulcer, he wrote the screenplay for Taxi Driver under a fortnight, with 60 pages and then a second draft under 2 weeks. You basically get the gist. These two brilliant creatives put a lot of thought into this film, and as per obvious, this film is indeed a masterpiece.
Well, the thing about it is that, of course, we found it very special, but we didn't say everybody feels this way. We thought we did. We thought we thought we were like unique in this. And we just felt, Jesus, we really feel bad and we're really upset, and this is how we feel about life and things, and it was really maybe part of it was a coming of age process for all of us, Schrader, myself, De Niro. And maybe part of that, maybe that's a similar thing for younger people watching the film who are affected by it. Maybe it's part of a coming of age process. The thing is not to get stuck there.
Now let's uncover why it is deserving of the masterpiece label. Off the bat, you can tell Scorsese truly put a lot of thought into every single frame of this movie. Its atmosphere is truly distinct in replicating 1970s New York with every detail of its nighttime vibes, neon lights, and crowded sidewalks. I don't even know how to describe it, but it feels so alive, yet so empty, which is aided by the camera showing things through Travis's perspective. Across the film, we constantly witness criminal activities up front. When we first meet Betsy, we truly awe at her beauty just like Travis, or we're left with a sense of wanting to help when Iris comes across our way. Another area is how we truly read everything off Travis's expressions. He doesn't have to say a single word, and we know how he's feeling, and it gives us a sense of understanding and a sense of dread as well. One of the many countless reasons as to why I love this film is just the overall color grading. I mean, this is just pure visual eye candy, and it's just my kind of jam. The score as well perfectly goes hand in hand with the evolving tone. At first, we start off very soothing and restful, but as we progress across the story, we slowly and gradually get more sinister and haunting. But But the reason as to why that tone shifts is none other than because of our lead character. This movie is a character study about our lead, Travis Bickle, and how he perfectly represents our everyday society. So many little details say enough about what we know about his character and why he does the things he does, like how he was discharged from the Marines, to how he grows a disdain for the New York environment, or how he's easily influenced by the things around him, or how his emotions get the better of him, and he truly enacts on situations.
The days move along with regularity, over and over, one day indistinguishable from the next, a long, continuous chain. Then suddenly, there is a change.
Travis is just a loner in a crowded city and is desperate to ease his mind or find a purpose, doing so and becoming attracted to Betsy. Betsy represents a sort of opposite to Travis, how she too is lonely like him, which he himself even calls out.
I think you're a lonely person. I drive by this place a lot, and I see you here. I see a lot of people around you, and I see all these phones and all this stuff on your desk. That means nothing. And then when I came inside and I met you, I saw in your eyes and I saw the way you carried yourself that you're not a happy person.
But unlike Travis, she still stays humble and has her stance, which is what leads to their falling out.
What?
That song by Chris Christopherson,
Who's that?
the songwriter. He's a prophet. He's a prophet and a pusher. Partly truth, partly fiction. Walking contradiction.
You saying that about me?
Well, who else would I be talking about?
I'm no pusher. I never have pushed.
No, just the part about the contradictions. You are that.
When they evidently fall out, Travis tries so hard to win her back, and a part of me sees it as him not trying to get a lover, but in trying not to be alone. And even the damn camera itself ignores his delusional antics, for he can't see the error of his ways.
You didn't get them. But I sent some flowers. Well, okay. Can I call you again? Then tomorrow or the next day? Okay. No, I'm gonna. Okay. Yeah, sure. Okay. So long.
I tried several times to call her, but after the first call, she wouldn't come to the phone any longer.
This scene greatly shows how Travis's emotions get the better of him because he chooses to enact on his situations rather than move on.
Okay. Take your hand off. Okay, then just leave. Take it off. All right, just leave then. Come on.
I'm gonna tell you,
Look, come on.
You're in a hell, and you're gonna die in a hell like the rest
Come
of
on
you.
now. There's a cop across the street.
You're like the rest of them.
Look, I'm calling the cops. Officer! Officer! Look, don't come around here because I'll call the police.
If Betsy serves in showing Travis's bad side, then Iris serves in showing his good side. How he isn't just some monster, how he is a human being like you and me who is just in a horrible state with his mental health and is constantly allowing himself to see the world within his own hallucinations of reality. The film is played up almost like a western, with the girls being the damsels in distress, a shootout climax towards the end, and the way Travis presents himself as a hero to a point where he becomes a vigilante. Travis is like a ticking bomb as across the film he slowly gets more and more dangerous until it's too late and he murders people. Regardless of him doing it to save Iris or if they were criminals, he's still killed, and yet, despite breaking the law, he's praised as a hero, showcasing the errors of our society. And that's the whole point of this movie, right? Not exactly. I think the reason as to why I love this screenplay so much is how it dives deep into its many complex themes. Self-fate is displayed throughout the film, with Travis trying to find a meaning to his suffering, but failing in every corner. Getting a job as a cab driver only furthers his depression, he fails. Retaining a romantic relationship with Betsy only causes him to lose it, he fails.
Loneliness has followed me my whole life. Everywhere. Bars and cars. Sidewalks, stores, everywhere. There's no escape. I'm God's lonely man.
He portrays himself as God's lonely man, but with his constant perspective of the wrongfulness within New York being present, he decides to enact on it, seeing it as his destiny to become a vigilante. But he fails in killing Palantine, which suggests his ideas are indeed flawed. He's not the only one who is trying to escape their place in the world. Iris became a prostitute to escape her ordinary life, but by the end it backfires and she's back to normalcy. Can we ever escape our loneliness? Are we stuck this way forever? The film suggests that it's not the case, for despite Travis murdering people at the end, he successfully is praised as a hero, which not only showcases that he literally had to break the law to finally get some attention, but that violence is our only answer. But the one idea that sticks out to me the most is loneliness. How every single character is lonely. Travis is down in depression, Betsy can never form a proper connection, Wizard and the other cab drivers talk about how they lack no family or stable home life, and the only real connection presented is between a young girl and a grown man through illegality. That is the main reason why I love this film, because it serves as a reflection to us, the audience. We have all had our phases in life where, despite how crowded our streets may be or populated our homes can be, deep down, we were, or are, lonely. We feel that there is no escape, and our only solution to our sadness is our madness. Travis Bickle serves as that one piece within us, that darker side within us. He wasn't afraid to set out his rage onto the world. It's a very dark and heavy film, but that is what makes it work. It is a reflection of our humanity, of our loneliness, of our very existence. Taxi Driver is a film that is very heavy and not intended for the eyes of the innocent. But eventually, at one point, it's a film that serves as a mirror to our kind of humanity. The best kinds of films are the ones that don't shy away from our inner monstrosity. The films that grip us and reflect on our sins, not telling us to do better, but on showing us to understand our role as a species. That taxi is more than just a taxi. It's a coffin we lay in, floating across our everyday society. That one place to hold our loneliness. So long.